from my slumber by the thunder, lightning clapping, raining on my window, painting, praying I make something happen. A preacher's prophecies never bothered me when I was younger. Sitting on my grandma's lap, and she cried, I often wondered, what was her tears for? Could it be for my grandma wings to fly? Do what I gotta do to get by. See the world through my third eye. To get by. See the world through my third eye. Oh, how can the devil take my brother if he's close to me? When he was everything I wasn't, but I hope to be. I get a little honest and I ask myself, if the time come, will you save me if I ask for help? Send my mind on a journey to the outermost, to document what it had seen and see me the notes. Who cares about life and the highs and lows? Maybe I should write another song about pimps and hoes, cars and clothes, idol gods, golden calves, Louis scarves. I do this for the love and it's free of charge. Mama, I made it. I got my chain now. I got that Benz too. I got my Louis Vuitton and my Gucci shoes. Mama, I made it. I got those truths and foes. I keep some groovy hoes. I got that old school with those Lambo doors. But I'm scared it all ain't enough to free my soul. I think it was the shine that got us blinded, not sure of what we reading when we signing our life away. They say ignorance is bliss. Well, I'd like to stay. The game is just not records and real shit they don't like to play. You ghetto famous to us, you just Bojangles to them. Tap your feet, tip your brim, and sell it back to your kin. I don't.
I'm authentically hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? I'm a part of the culture. It's what I know. It's what I was raised in. But I'm authentically Christian.
Not only are you authentically Christian, but at the same time, you're authentically hip-hop.
Yeah, I always tell people I'm authentically hip-hop, but I'm authentically Christian.
I recall at the BET Awards, Lecrae had that he was performing, and I had actually a family member, you know, and I can tell you it's a brother-in-law of mine that was actually a part of the DMX camp that was there, and I just was curious, wanted to know how effective was this guy. You know, I wanted to know, was it effective even unto someone that I can relate to? And when I posed the question to him, was you affected by it, or did it reach you?
The most glorious, homie, so laborious, boring us with these choruses, horrible, that is chorus, just killing us, called a coroner, unimpressive, ain't flooring us. Hey, this what happened when hip-hop let the saints in.
Did it motivate you, or did it stimulate you in thinking about Christ? And it was like a shrug of the shoulder. Nah. And it spoke volumes to me. And I said, look, I said, it was like you did nothing. I had to explain to my brother-in-law who the guy was. I had to explain to him, oh, he's a Christian rapper. He's oh, cool. Because they know nothing about what this guy do. And I wanted to know, and you know, my concern would be if we're doing it and we're measuring it, is it effective? Is it effective? And asking them and posing the question, it was like, nah, I remember, you know, what they was doing, but it took no root. It had no effect on him for as what he was striving to do, which was have Christ set above and glorified in the midst of the award show. Was he winning for Christ? Was he winning for himself? Was he winning for the industry? Because in order for you to be effective, and truly effective in discipling and drawing people to you, you have to use the Holy Spirit. Do we feel that the Holy Spirit went up into the BET Award and showed out? Did we feel that he went into a place, if he won't dwell in no unclean thing, did he go up into the BET Award? If we deem the BET Award a clean thing, if he won't even dwell in us, if we are not clean, that he went there and showed out? This is my question to the ones who would support doing it.
The industry is set up in a way where the glory of man, or the man being seen and heard, is what sells the product, is what sells it. When I talked about finding a biblical example of who you are and what you do, the only biblical example for man being promoted and lifted up and using art forms to tantalize people and gain position, right, is Lucifer. Lucifer is the only biblical example they have of what they do. So basically, you know, what you're trying to project is what Lucifer did, the selling of oneself. You can't promote yourself and God at the same time.
That's right. That's
God
right.
doesn't share his platform with anybody.
That's right.
So what I'm saying is, if you base what you do, if you take the music away from any of these guys, nobody wants to hear them. They're not getting engagements for speaking. They're not getting engagements because they have a word to preach.
Right.
People are calling them to be entertained.
That's it.
And when the entertainment stops, the phone doesn't ring. You know, people call us in to preach the gospel.
That's it.
They don't ask me, are you bringing a musician? They don't ask me, are you bringing a rapper? Because they know when we come, from the time I get up to speak to the time I'm finished, no music's even involved in it. And we're able to see, you know, hundreds of thousands of kids every year come to Christ. Why? Because there's a biblical example of what we do, and it's not Lucifer.
Are you I heard you performing at like one of the Grammy pre-release parties, man.
Crazy. It's crazy. They're doing a history of hip hop, and they fit me in the slot to do a song.
Nice.
So it'll be like, you know, I'll be amongst the likes of Nas doing a song, and so it's just, you know, I'm really blown away, man. Like, a lot of cats have been reaching out since then, and you know, mainstream artists and so on and so forth.
You know, there was recently that thing on all hip hop that was, it had like 10 artists that Jay-Z should sign, and you were one of the artists named. You know what I mean? Like, would you ever consider something like that? And what did you think about that? Obviously, when you first saw that.
For real, man. That would never work. But for lots of reasons that we won't even get into. But you know, I'm grateful for the mention, for the nod. You know what I'm saying? Because it just, especially to cats who are in just mainstream hip hop, that their whole thing is based off of credibility. So your name keeps popping up, people gonna check into it, and maybe when they check in, they'll check in.
Well, let me ask you this though. I mean, because obviously, like, I figured you wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't do something like that. But where, like, at what point do you draw the line with secular involvement in anything that you do?
They need the stamp of hip-hop on what they do because it gives them authenticity. They still listen to the very thing that's tearing down the kids they say they're ministering to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, I mean, like, we had these conversations, like, obviously all the time within the community, because it's like, you know, some people's like, yo, I will rock with a secular artist, like, it's a big platform. Some people's like, I wouldn't do it, but, you know, I might let them manufacture my CDs or distribute my music or whatever it is. So it's like, where do you see that line drawn, or do you see a line, or do you have to take it on a case-by-case situation?
First of all, I don't, I'm not casually, like, I want everybody to know this, specifically brothers and sisters in the faith and who rock with me. I never casually take anything. So there's no association that's just casual, like, oh, that's a hot beat, let's go.
Sure.
Or, oh,
He came up to my show.
I look at myself as, I'm an MC, you know, I'm part of hip hop culture. Shame, customs, beliefs. I grew up loving all the stuff that everybody else grew up loving. You know what I'm saying? And so,
which is what?
I mean,
what's some of your biggest influences?
You know, I'm an '80s baby, so you know, I grew up listening to everything from Nas, Boot Camp Click, as far as the East Coast, all the way to the West Coast with the DJ Quicks and the Eazy-E's, you know, to even when the South was on its rise up. So, because I lived in different places, I got to appreciate different things, but I still love the craft and I still love hip hop. So
let me ask you a question. I know some of the ladies out there wondering: one, are you single? Are you married? Are you
married?
Married?
Yeah, she's a winner.
So the clubs is on the minimum.
Yeah, unless I'm doing a show or something, it's not. Yeah, we have a good time. We go out. I mean,
you smoke, you drink.
I mean.
Like we drinking right now a bit.
Yeah, no, I don't smoke. You know what I'm saying? I don't smoke herb. I used to. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep the law because the law is the law. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nothing wrong with drinking.
Well, that's man's law. Not God's.
Okay, well, you know, I'm
man's law. I can say that. This is Shade 45, man.
But yeah, I mean, I think everybody has an idea of what a Christian is, but a Christian is not a person who, you know, operates by a bunch of rules and regulations. A Christian is a person who says, man,
you know, I can't keep all these rules and regulations, and so because of that, I need somebody who's gonna be able to save me from my own nonsense. And so that's really the way I look at it, man. I'm not here to condemn folks. I'm just here to uplift people, empower people, and man, just try to give some light in the darkness, man. He was like, yo, what if we do a joint together, something like that? And I was like, it's cool. You know, he played the track. I was like, oh my goodness, I really, you know, because sometimes people be like, yo, let's do something, and it don't really work out. But the track was crazy, so it didn't even take me no time. I went to the studio. As soon as I got back, you know, wrote to it, laid it down, sent it back to him. He was like, you know, it's crazy. And
the thing about Lecrae is he's an MC that just spreads a positive message. So I was like, you know what, I gotta put him on the album. We did the record. We're about to do the video, and I'm happy now because he's in the BET cypher. He's in XXL. He's getting all kinds of coverage now.